Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Happy Saturday, everyone. It is Saturday morning, breaking dawn in. Now we're yawning. You know what? It is match day. There's no time to waste. We are literally hours away from Manchester United against Nottingham Forest. They must win for Manchester United, of course. We cannot be dropping any more points, guys. I know the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game is the past now. It's the past. We cannot think about it. It's over. It's done. It's done. It's done and dusted. Dusted. And we have to move on now to the next game, of course, against Nottingham Forest, which should be a straightforward win for Man United, right? It should really be a straightforward win for Man United. In all honesty, we cannot be dropping points against these type of teams, of course. Ruben Amorim's had his presser for Nottingham Forest, of course. That was, you know what? Same old Ruben Amorim. Fantastic. Straight to the point. You know what I mean? Positives, negatives, of course, and realism. Most importantly, realism. That is what it's all about with Ruben Amorim. And that's what I like about it. No metaphors, no clever little cliches. None of that, guys. It is all about tonight, of course. Kickoff is at 5:30 p.m. I'll be live 5 p.m. for the kickoff between Manchester United and Nottingham Forest to do the live watch along, of course. And you know what? It's not just about you watching me watching football. It's about us watching football together, you know, as a community, because that is what it's all about, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and smash a like on the video. If you can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You absolute legends. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. So, you know what? Let's get straight into some of the quotes from Ruben Amorim from last night's presser. Of course, guys, obviously, very late for me. I can't do the live presser, but you know what? It was quite an interesting presser in regards to everything that's happened. This is the key point for us. We have to understand our supporters. They just want to see effort. Then they want to win games. And after a while, they will want to see a very dominant team. These are the phases we have to follow. And this is the easy one. You know what? Very, very important, because this is important. This is about effort, guys. This is about effort. This is about implementation of the tactics of giving your all, because we shouldn't have to tell those players that they have to give 100% on the pitch. It seems like we have to keep reminding them that Manchester United need to always give 100%. It comes with the DNA. When you sign for Man United, it's 100% effort. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But you know what? Some of those players don't seem to quite grasp what that is in regards to effort. I mean, I have to keep telling you, Ruben Amorim keeps saying it. The fans just want to see effort on the pitch. And lately, you know what? We haven't seen it. And not only lately, we're talking about years. We haven't seen 100% implementation of the tactics for many of the players. They give up too easily. You know what? They give up too easily. And this is one thing we don't want to see as a Manchester United. Manchester United are stacked in history. Manchester United came from adversity. As I said yesterday, those players are standing on shoulders of greats, right? They're standing on shoulders of greats. And those players need to give 100% on the pitch at all times. At all times. It's a given. You shouldn't have to be reminded that these players need to give 100%, of course, guys. We need time to think about things. We don't have much time to train, and we have to prepare for the next opponent. But when I see the team, I think we're improving in some aspects. So you know what? We are improving in some aspects, but it suits so few and far between. Those players need to do a lot better than they are currently doing, of course, guys. They have to do. And at the end of the day, today is a big opportunity for those players to show themselves, just like they did against Everton. But it's not the Evertons and Nottingham Forests of this world that, you know what, you get judged on. You get judged on, you know what, when you get slapped up against Arsenal and Liverpool or Chelsea or Man City. Those are the type of games that you show character, because those are the type of games that I'm expecting a performance today. I'm expecting a brace from a couple of players today. I'm expecting 2 goals from Rashford, 2 goals from Rasmus Højlund. I'm expecting something like that, if I'm being honest with you. I'm expecting goals for Man United today. And this is no surprise, because it is a game that's supposed to be winning. I mean, when the going gets tough, they seem to crumble and go into their shell. We don't want to see that anymore, you know, but we are improving in some aspects. The first half against Arsenal was very, very pleasing in regards to that. Not 100%. Obviously, we need to be a bit more threatening on the counter and threatening in the front of goal. But you know what? You take the positives from that. But as Manchester United, as De Ligt said after the game, that we shouldn't be taking positives from defeats. When Manchester United, we don't take positives from defeats. You know what? We're a different animal in regards to our history, etc. He goes on to say, do I know my best team? In regards to his best team, of course, you know what? There's a lot of rumors about his best team. He doesn't know his best team. Of course, he's not going to know his best team yet. You know what? He has only been there a couple of weeks. At the end of the day, a few weeks. And you know what? He's not going to know what these players are about. It's partly the reason I wanted him to take charge now, because now he can separate the bad eggs, the bad apples from the good apples. And eventually by next season, we will have our best team up and ready to go, of course, guys. Absolutely. Do I know my best team? More or less, yes, we have an idea. but then we have the players returning and we have to manage the load. Absolutely. There you go. So basically knows his best team kind of, but you know what? Not 100%. There are players returning, of course. So you know what? He's going to have a look at those players as well, of course, guys. And you know what? Today is a perfect opportunity to look at the likes of Lenny Euro, you know, against Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest are going to be, you know what, let's not underestimate Nottingham Forest, but you know what, we should be beating Nottingham Forest at home, especially now that Nottingham Forest have had a bit of a downside, a bit of a bad period within this season. Of course, they've been very impressive this season, Nottingham Forest, moving up the league swiftly, beating the likes of Liverpool away, of course, guys, which was fantastic for them. But you know what, they're still Nottingham Forest, and we still should be able to beat them at Old Trafford, of course. But the most important thing is the implementation of the tactics and the effort. That's what we want. We want to see effort at Manchester United. That's the most important thing, is effort. And then if you show effort, and if you know, we will win the game. I feel absolutely. It goes on to say, it's a very competitive league. It can change with just one result. Before the Arsenal game, you guys were asking about the top four, and now we return to this position. We have to remain calm and keep doing what the job we're doing. Exactly, guys. Exactly. This is something I cannot stress high enough. You know what? There's going to be people who don't have patience, right? And they, you know what? I'm going to give it a month or two. Then you're going to start seeing, Amorim. They're going to start seeing that. You know what? At the end of the day, we have to remain calm. We have to remain patient. You know what? Great things weren't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we have to wait and see what's going on over the next couple of months. You know what I mean? We got a very, very tough period coming up, especially this month and next month. We got Liverpool, we got Tottenham, we got Man City, we got Arsenal again in the cup. You know, so we got a lot of games coming up that are going to be extremely difficult for Manchester United going forward. After these next couple of months, you know what, survival of the fittest, we're going to see which players are up for it and which players are not up for it. We can kind of guess which players are not going to be up for it, but you know what, we're going to get a confirmation by the end of January, which players are up for it, which players are not up for it. In my opinion, there's many players that are not going to be up for it. You know what I mean? And Ruben Amorim will see this live in colour, of course, guys. So at the end of the day, you know what, I hope that those players show themselves. It is a tough couple of months, but you know what? One thing we can't do is overreact. We cannot start blaming the manager, because at the end of the day, if this went to the court of law, a lot of those players, they sacked a number of managers and they would be ready to down tool at the click of a button. But one thing is important, and one thing which I'm pleased about, is that this is an Ineos appointment. Ineos won't be blaming this manager. They won't be, because at the end of the day, they've seen what those players have done under Erik ten Hag. You know what I mean? They've researched what some of those players have done in the last 10 years. So at the end of the day, look, you know, Ruben Amorim is their guy. They're going to back their guy. And if Ruben Amorim says, you know what, this player's not good enough, he's not doing enough, I don't think he should play for Manchester United, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Those players will be out the door, won't they? They will be. Of course, guys. He goes on to say, we feel it today. It was a very sad day. I met her talking about Cafe, of course, guys. We feel it today. It is a sad day. I met her 7 years ago. She was a lady behind the reception. You feel the love for her. She is an important person who represents this club, friendly, professional, taking care of everyone. There you go. Lovely, lovely little tribute to Kathy, of course, who passed away sadly this week, of course. Miss Manchester United, of course, guys. So that was a lovely little tribute from Ruben Amorim. Very, very highly held in high regard is Kathy, and you know what? She's going to be missed. And part of that original core of Manchester United from back in the Sir Alex Ferguson days, which is dying now, isn't it? You know, the core of Manchester United, you know, from the Sir Alex Ferguson days going up to the treble winning and stuff like that. You know, what built our success. Kathy's been there since 1969, 55 years, of course. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is sad. It is a sad day for Manchester United. We cannot deny that, of course. In regards to Matthias Stillett has been talking as well. He says, first of all, I'm a defender. I always try to achieve a clean sheet for the team. Of course, ball playing has become more important, and that is something I also try to do as much as possible. My first job is to defend well. Exactly. You know what I mean? This ball playing thing is a bit of a strange one for me, because I feel like defenders have been doing this for many, many years. You know what I mean? Stam done it. Ferdinand done it. Vidic done it. It's not so much a new thing, you know, but people seem to focus more on it nowadays. Nowadays, it's more like the focus is on ball playing and stuff like that, if we're being honest. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, one thing is for certain, you get your bread and butter correct, you get your defending correct. That's what's important. You get the defending correct, you get de team correct, and make sure you keep a clean sheet. And if you keep a clean sheet, a lot of the time you will win games at the end of the day. And I like what Matthias Stillett talks a lot of sense. Of course, after the Arsenal game, he spoke about bringing positives out of defeat, and Manchester United shouldn't be bringing positives out of defeat. Manchester United should win games. He's absolutely spot on, in my opinion. That is the winning mentality that we need, of course. Delict also says, I played in the middle of the three, but I think I can also play on the left and on the right. In Bayern Munich, I played on the left and in the Champions League. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see where the future is and what is my best position. At the end of the day, that's great to hear because obviously it shows that he's versatile. You know, great to see here. Delict saying that he will play anywhere for the football team. That's good. That's good to hear. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play in the center. These players we need. We're going to need players who are versatile coming forward in regards to the season. Of course, because we've got another number of players who are injury prone, and we have to understand that. And we can't have any more injury prone players, I know. But, you know, it's good to hear that Delict is versatile and he's willing to play on the left, center, or right back. A right centre back, of course, guys. So, you know what? Good to hear. Good to hear. Lenny Euro is coming back, of course, which is great news for Manchester United. He will be back, of course, guys, which is good going forward, of course, as well. I think it's really important to help your teammates to organise the defence, and not only the defence, but also the midfield. It's important to make clear your teammates what you expect from them. Absolutely. This is why I've been saying that Delict shows me that he's more of a captain. He's a captain more than Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion. I'll be honest with you. Ligia Martinez and Delict are the two players that are potential captains of Manchester United. I'm going with Delict because Delict speaks a lot of truth. And over this last week, I've heard a lot of good things from Matthijs Delict. I mean, I agree with him wholeheartedly. He spoke my mind straight after the Arsenal game. He spoke my mind, and I was delighted with what he said in regards to defeat and taking the positives out of it, etc., etc. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, very, very assured of himself, very, very articulate with his words, and he speaks more like a Manchester United player than I've heard in a while. Do you know what I mean? He speaks a good game, and he plays a good game. He's been one of our players of the season, of course, guys. The manager is really demanding. He wants to improve the team as much as possible, as quickly as possible. I'm convinced we were going to improve a lot soon. Absolutely. And this is, again, when it comes to the realms of patience. Man United need to be patient. Man United need to not overreact when we get defeated. We need to understand that there's going to be a lot of pain coming up. You know, there is going to be, because we're trying to change a whole culture of a football club, which has had a very, very bad last decade, haven't they, at the end of the day? And this is one thing I was pointing at in regards to Ten Hag, but I believe Ruben Amorim will bring the club forward and will finish the job, of course, and make Manchester United a power again, a Manchester United invincible again. That's what we need to do. Make Man United scary again. I think that should be our slogan. Make Manchester United scary again. Make Manchester United intimidating again. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I mean, we need that back at our football club. We need to understand that we need to be Manchester United now. And when those teams come out of the tunnel at Old Trafford, they should be frightened to come out of Old Trafford. Oh my goodness, we're playing Man United at Old Trafford. At the moment, it seems like a party, a day out of tourism, little escapade, of course, at the moment. So, you know what, we need to change that. We can't make Old Trafford too cushy, too friendly, too family orientated. I mean, we know that Manchester United is a family club, but at the end of the day, the gloves are off now. We need to make Manchester United scary again. We need to make Man United ruthless again, of course, guys. Absolutely. So those were some of the quotes from the presser, guys. Hope you agreed, or let me know what your feelings are in regards to some of those quotes, of course, guys. Let me know. Absolutely. Sal the Musical, big up GK. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up Sanjay. Good morning, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Felix, bro, good morning. Watching live from Kenya. Big up Kenya. Big up Felix. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Let's have it. Our manager should remove the lazy players in the cup. Absolutely. And we know, which players do you think they are, Felix? Let me know which players you think they are. Which players are the lazy clubs, the lazy players? Because I think we're going to agree on that. Absolutely. Big up Mark. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely happy Saturday. Especially Rashford does not. There you go. Especially, you said it. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, walking around the pitch is a no-no for me now. All this business of players walking around the pitch down tooling, not giving 100% for the badge. For the badge, as I said, you're standing on the shoulders of giants. When you play for Manchester United, you're standing on the shoulders of giants. Eric Cantona, Brian Robson, Bobby Robson, George Best, those Duncan Edwards. You're standing on the shoulders of those greats, you know, who gave you a platform to look over the fence. You know what I mean? So go and finish the job. Jump over the fence and go and win football matches. At the moment, we're looking over the fence and going, oh my God, it looks a bit scary there. But we can't be like that anymore. We're Manchester United. We need to start winning games, and that starts today. And I'm not talking about a one-off game. We need to start winning more consistently. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 winning games in a row. That's what we need to do. I'm looking forward to seeing us against the likes of Arsenal again. I hope. You know what's going to be interesting is when we play Arsenal in a cup, it's going to be interesting to see the changes, because you're going to see the difference there. You're going to see, well, Ruben Amorim early on and Ruben Amorim a little bit further in his tenure. So you're going to see an improvement. I guarantee you. Don't be surprised if Manchester United defeat Arsenal at the Emirates next time in the FA Cup. And we knock them out of the FA Cup, of course, guys. Brian, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you back, my legend. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Big up Kazi. Big up the legend of Kazi. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely. Brian, delete captain material 100%, Brian. He speaks the truth. He's more of a captain than Bruno, because when I see Bruno in the press conferences, he's all smiling, smiling. He's like that. I don't like that. I like delete. Delete is straight down the middle. It reminds me of the man your village. He does. He just like straight down the middle. It's not good enough. We shouldn't be taking the positives out of defeat. When Manchester United, we shouldn't be taking the positives out of defeat. And he should know. He's played against Man United in the Europa League final. He's seen us win a Europa League. You know what I mean? He's seen Man United winning titles and that. And you know what, Man United, let's make Man United great again. That's what we need to do. Make Man United scary again. Make Man United great again. And he typifies that. Good morning, Jim. How you doing, you legend? How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. It's early in the morning, breaking dawning, of course. So the day is just beginning. It could be I've just done a complete spring clean of my house, guys. So I'm absolutely energetic. Absolutely. Big up everyone, of course, on the stream. Big up everyone. The legends are in the house, of course, guys. The legends in the house. Big up Jim, big up Brian. MUC Realist TV, morning sale. No point of trying to predict the lineup. Ruben rotates. Bruno and 100% sure of start, but who do you think will start up front? MUC Realist here. How you doing, Mick? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Basically, what I would say is that the way that Ruben Amorim's working at the moment is the fact that he is rotating his striker, seeing which one's the best one. For me, personally, I'll go with Rasmus Højlund, but I got a feeling he's going to play Xerxes. I got a feeling he's going to play Xerxes, and Xerxes will be the player that will play today, because I just feel like he's rotating. He did say that he's almost nearing his best team, so he knows his best team, which is good, of course, guys. It's good that he's getting close, and that's quick, to be honest. That is a quick and turnaround in regards to knowing his best team. Of course, it took other managers, I'm not going to mention names, a lot longer to find their best team, of course, which is why I'm pleased that, he came in this time of the season. So next season, we'll be ready, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big up Brian, big up Kazi, big up Jim, which is a legend, is Jim, of course. Rasta says, Sal, just got home from work, 2 a.m. for me. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Thank you, Rasta. Don't forget to subscribe to Rasta Stocks, my legend, of course, guys, in the stream, as every day, every week is a legend, mate. Works hard. We need to have success for real supporters like Rasta Stocks. Big up Rasta, my friend. Jim, Sal, I get rid of the Lindelof, Maguire, Bruno, Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro, Anthony, and that's just a start. Absolutely, Jim. You know what? I concur. I agree. Lindelof, Maguire, Bruno, Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro, Anthony need to believe the football club. I agree, mate. I do agree. You know what? We can make some money from that as well, and especially Marcus Rashford. What do you think about Marcus Rashford? Not many people are mentioning Marcus Rashford, but because he came from the academy, he could probably make us a lot of money, and we can reinvest it in the team. What you guys feeling about that? What's going on, Kamali? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you on the stream, my friend. Rashford probably play as a striker, and Højlund rest for City, the harder game. That could be a point. Kamali. Could be. Rashford was dropped for the Arsenal game, of course. So there is a possibility that he might play in this game, although he did not shine himself in glory when he came on against Arsenal, did he? He didn't really play amazing against Arsenal when he came on. But then again, you can argue that no one played well against Arsenal up front on the attacking side, especially in the second half. But Rashford is the senior player. And this is what I've been saying. Rashford, you know what? He's a captain player, isn't he? He's the one who's been there for 6, 7, 8 years since he was a child, of course, guys. So, you know what? For me, I don't think Rashford deserves to start for Manchester United. I really don't. He played well against Everton, but that is Marcus Rashford. He plays well against the teams he's supposed to play well against. But when the going gets tough, the tough get rough, the tough get going, whatever it is. But when the going gets tough for Man United, the tough get weak, and they walk out, of course, guys. They walk out. And at the end of the day, you know what? I want the best team. I don't care who it is. You know what? I want every single one of those players to do well. I do. But you know what? We cannot keep carrying players. We cannot keep hoping it's their day. You know what I mean? It should always be your day when you play for Manchester United. Always be your day, because you're playing for the biggest club in England and one of the biggest clubs in the world. It should always be your day. Because if you look, at the end of the day, we got a guy at Manchester United. You know, when Ruben Amorim came to the club, he would show Ruben Amorim around the club. He would tell him about our history, etc. The Busby Babes, 1958, 1968, 1974, all these times, right? Adversity and success. Okay, he would take them around the football club. We should do that to every one of those players every single bloody month. Take them around just to remind them who they're playing for, who put them on the pedestal to have that kind of wage, to have that kind of success. That's what I would say about that. You know what? I mean, for me, I don't need to be reminded every day what Man United mean to me, to millions of people around the world, what Man United are. I shouldn't have to. If I was playing on a pitch for Man United, I would break my leg. I would break every bone in my body to make sure that we win the football match, because I know what Manchester United are. I know who they are. I know where they came from. I know how we got to be where we are, of course, guys. You know what I mean? That's what's most important, of course. Jim, Bruno asked first to go with Rashford. I agree, Jim. Absolutely, wholeheartedly, mate. Big up GK. Big up Rasta. De Ligt should be captain. I agree, Rasta. I agree. I think we should throw the captain out the way. Do you remember when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the manager of Man United? He made Maguire the captain, and every one of us was screaming out, "Let Bruno be captain. Let Bruno be captain." And then you know what? There's a reason that he didn't give Bruno the captaincy. He was pressured into giving Bruno the captaincy, and perhaps you know what? He was wrong giving Bruno the captaincy, perhaps, because since Bruno became the captain, he hasn't been the same player, has he, at the end of the day? And you know what? As hard as he works for the football team, is he actually that good? Is he actually that good? Is he good enough, in my opinion? We'll have to wait and see, guys. Good morning, Sal. I've had two cappuccinos. Second time having a dinner. Low, big up. I've had a Costa coffee, guys, today. Absolutely lovely. Thank you very much. I'm all energized today now. Big up, Kenny. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Prepare for the unpredictable lineup against Forest. I predict 3-1 Man United. The players should believe for Lady Calf. Absolutely. Should be a minute silence for Lady Calf today. Hopefully there is a minute silence, and hopefully we give her a fantastic reception and make a beautiful tribute to Lady Calf, of course. Calf in reception, of course, guys. And hopefully Man United win. And that's the most, and that's what will be a fitting tribute to Lady Calf, of course. Win for Lady Calf. That's what we should do today. And I believe Man United will win. Man United will win 4-0. That's my prediction. I'll take 3-1. Absolutely. I will take 3-1 all day long. I think Man United win 4-0 today. Knowing my luck, we'll probably win 4-2, like I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. I mean, Man United will start conceding goals. Absolutely. Big up, big up. Yeah, De Ligt should be captain. De Ligt is a winner. You can see it. Like, you know, when you see De Ligt after the game and stuff, you can see that he's a proper winner. You know, when he goes in front of that camera, he's got that aura about him, a bit like Ruben Amorim. I think he's a captain in the dressing room. I think De Ligt is a ruthless character. I think De Ligt is a winner. I look at him and I look at this guy, don't F about. This guy, he means business. You better start playing. De Ligt captain. De Ligt for captain, guys. He needs to be captain. Bruno, he's a crybaby. He's not a captain. He's not the guy you want in your trenches. He cries. He throws his arms up and down. When the going gets tough, he gets weak at the end of the day, and he disappears. It's easy to play against the likes of Everton when you're 2-0, 3-0 up, and you walk into the team, a bit like when he came in against Barnsley. Do you remember when Man United, I think, were 5-0 up at the time, and then he came in against Barnsley, who won 7-0. You know, it's easy to play in those environments when there's no pressure. But when you're playing away at Arsenal, you're playing away at Man City, when you're playing away at Chelsea, it's difficult, and you have to show your captaincy. You have to show that you're an inspiration and stuff. For me, he's not a leader, and I would say that. You know, I don't dislike Bruno. I think if he removed the captaincy from him, it might help him as a player. Although he does seem like the kind of character that would take it personally. That's the problem. He might take it personally. If he take the captaincy away from Bruno, he might take it a little bit personally, of course, guys. Rashford Vashi is my name. My fame is not my game. Highs and lows and bring me shame. All wish in my club's Hall of Fame. Broken dreams. Rashford Vashi is my... my goodness. Talk is cheap. You know what I mean? Talk is cheap. Big up GK in. Manchester United is the Holy Trinity. Absolutely, mate. At the end of the day, brother, Manchester United mean more, you know what I mean, to a lot of people than some of those people believe on the pitch, of course, guys. And Man United need to obviously start getting back to where they were. Jim, Sal, it's a good to go and get a win against Nottingham Forest, and they won't make it easy, but our goals should be to go and get back and wins and build on that, even if we play City. You know what? City ain't playing well, but rest assured, City be ready for Manchester United. Rest assured. And Manchester United need to go there against City and get something and try and I mean, it'd be lovely if we won the game. We have won the game there in the past. We're capable. We have to defend well, of course, guys. I'm looking forward to that. But first things first, we have to win our bread and butter. Nottingham Forest, obviously, is a very, very important game for us in regards to they're going to be a little bit tricky to play, probably harder than Everton, but Man United should be able to overcome a team like Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. It's up to the crowd, it's up to the players to make it a very hard game for Nottingham Forest, very uncomfortable for Nottingham Forest, not accommodating like we are, you know what I mean, like we were against Arsenal. We were a little bit accommodating in regards to our attacking threat. We weren't attacking as well as we should, of course, guys, absolutely. Rasta, the seriousness that De Ligt has kind of reminded me of that he could tell from his eyes. Absolutely, Rasta. You can tell a winner, innit, bro? You could tell a winner in regards to the way he speaks. Serious. He goes, look, you know what? yeah, you take the positives out of this result, but Manchester United shouldn't be losing games. We shouldn't take the positives out of losing games. That resonated with me. That was like, yes, that's what I want. But Ruben Amorim, this is the difference. Ruben Amorim is a winner. And look, you saw in the press conference, guys, Ruben Amorim is ready to put these players to the sword. If they don't perform for the football club, he's ready to put those players to the sword. And if they don't perform, they'll be out of the club. And a lot of those players should be out of the club because they sacked various amounts of managers. Ruben Amorim is the man. I can't wait till he gets his own team in there as well. You know what I mean? It's easier to pick who's going to stay than who's going to go than who's going to stay. We literally got about 5 or 6 players. I would say stay. You know what I mean? The rest of them go away. That's it at the end of the day. And you know what? Ruben Amorim is the guy. Ruben Amorim is going to take us to the promised land. I'm telling you, Arsenal could be a little bit cocky, but I tell you what, Ruben Amorim will win the league before Arteta does. I bet you he wins the league before Arteta does. I guarantee you'll win the league before Arteta does. It's all about Ruben Amorim's army. I'm enthusiastic about it, guys. I'm excited about it, guys. And you know what? I know it's going to be some difficult stumbling blocks along the road to success. But ultimately, we will get to where we're going to go, guys. You know what I mean? We're going to get to when you're going to go. When you're on the road to success, there's going to be some stumbling blocks. There's going to be, we weren't quite ready to play Arsenal. Let's be totally honest with ourselves. We weren't ready to play Arsenal the other night. We weren't at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, this is a new manager, a new system, a new completely everything. Arsenal would have been licking their lips, of course, guys, at the end of the day playing us. But we did well up until a point. But on the attacking side, we need to be ruthless and we need to give Arsenal something to think about. And I believe we will, because we've been far too many years without scoring enough goals. Man United were known for scoring goals and stuff. You want more verse and rhymes from United players? I want more performances from Man United players. I want more effort from Man United players, especially those mainstays who've been there for many, many years who should know what the club is about. They seem to have forgotten, probably buried in all that money. Do you know what I mean? That's probably what it is. So they need to understand who we are, why they are rich. Why are Man United rich? Why can they go to parties in bloody New York City a couple of nights before a game and wear big furry jackets? It's because of the players that played before them. It's because of those players that gave them a platform. That's why. At the end of the day, that's why. At the end of the day, that's what I would say in regards to that. Rasta, but I think there's a need seriousness, no emotion. Bruno is very emotional and it's very sickening. Absolutely, Rasta. You cannot be emotional. When you get emotional, you lose yourself. It's about losing. When you lose yourself, you lose the game. You can't lose yourself. You have to be sharp and you have to be relentless in your thinking. If it was Roy Keane, he would be like grabbing players by the collar. He'd be like, come on, what you doing? You know what I mean? Come on, don't F around. You know what I mean? Don't F around. Who you playing for? You know what I mean? No crying, no throwing your hands up in the air. You stick to your position, and you do what you're supposed to do, and you influence those players and remind them who they're playing for. This is why I don't think that Bruno understands. He's had long enough to understand, and he doesn't understand, in my opinion, of course. Sal, back you up on that. You can read it on his face. He has an assassin look. My question, how he would absolutely, my goodness, the hitman. I call him the hitman. He's got an assassin look. Exactly, Jim. He's got an assassin look. You look at him in the eye and he's serious. You listen to him. I want to listen to Delict. I don't really want to listen to Bruno. Why has Bruno got cartoon characters of him crying? He's got cartoon characters of himself crying. You know what I mean? What does that do? Players see this type of thing. You know what I mean? And it resonates. We need to get rid of that. Delete that. No. People cannot be bantering Manchester United like that. Cartoons and things like that. Completely taking them out of Bruno Fernandes, of course. You know what I mean? And you know what? He's meant to be our captain, our talisman. Bring Delict as captain. Delict as captain. That's how it should be going forward, of course, guys. Big up, guys, from sunny Singapore. Big up, Pearl. How you doing, you legend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Sanjay Forest are strong this season, but we should be able to beat them. We should be able to beat them. And they're sort of like going back into default settings at the moment. They are starting to sort of decline a little bit as expected. Every season you get one team. Every season you get one team that come out unexpectedly and move up that league and have a fantastic season. Nottingham Forest are that team this season, of course. Let's not forget Nottingham Forest have more European Cups than Arsenal, by the way. Anyway, which is Arsenal have 0, Nottingham Forest have 2. So at the end of the day, Nottingham Forest are a league club and Arsenal are not. So you know what? A bigger game is Man United against Nottingham Forest. Is a bigger game than Man United against Arsenal because Nottingham Forest has more European Cups. By that, take that Arsenal anyway. You know what? But you know what? At the end of the day, I do think they're declining, and I think this is a perfect time to play Nottingham Forest. I think it is. I think if Man United go out there tonight and give 100%, they will win the game. I do believe that. But we have to make it as uncomfortable for Nottingham Forest as humanly possible, of course, guys. Need the aggression and fire and attack in every game, irrespective of opponents for United. That is we had back then. Absolutely. And never say die attitude we had. Nowadays, we can see the goal and you're like, is it over now? You know what I mean? Man United, look, at the end of the day, in football, you're going to concede a goal. In football, you're going to be losing. That is going to happen at every single club in the world. But the test of a true team, a great team, is the character to come back from adversity, going 1-0 down, 2-0 down. Look, I remember Man United being 2-0 down, you know what I mean, in games and winning, you know what I mean, 5. You know what I mean? Do you remember when we were 3-0 down against Tottenham at White Hart Lane at the time and Man United won 5-3 in the second half? That sort of thing, you know what I mean? Never say die attitude. And it was a feeling that we used to have. When Man United used to be losing, we thought we're not going to lose anyway. We're going to come back in the game where hooker by crook, we will win the game. It used to be like that, didn't it? Nowadays, it's more like we go 1-0 down and we're like, where's the goal coming from? It can't be like that anymore. It can't be like that. But I believe in Ruben Amorim. He's going to change this. He's going to change this because he's mentioning it. He's talking about it. He keeps repeating himself. And you know what? I love the way Ruben Amorim talks in a press conference. I love it. And I feel like, you know what? Those players have got nowhere to hide. You saw Ruben Amorim doing this at the game against Arsenal. You saw it. He's not happy. He's not happy with some of those players. You know what? A lot of those players will throw him under the bus. They threw a legend like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under the bus. They're not going to throw Ruben Amorim under the bus. Get rid of those players, man. Luke Shaw, you lazy bum at the end of the day, because that's what he is. Get him out. All those players there, get him out. We don't need any more players that are down tools and injured conveniently when we need you. When we need you, you're injured conveniently, ain't you? At the end of the day, at least Malacia, who hasn't played for a year, came back into the team and done a decent job, didn't he? At the end of the day. So you know what? It's about time we got rid of all these mercenaries at the end of the day. Absolutely. So as fans, we should get into the players' ears, motivate them, help them, build them up, not like some of the fan base like Said and Rance, who are disgraced. You believe them. And the thing with Said and Rance, I'll tell you right, the thing with them is that they don't understand quite the concept of being a fan or being a supporter. I mean, I've seen more trophies than them. I know what success is. I've been there at a treble, at a Champions League final. I've seen us win all the Premier League titles. I witnessed it firsthand. I've been at the stadium witnessing our first trophy in 26 years, Premier League trophy. I know what it takes, but they don't. At the end of the day, they don't, because one thing about these guys is that, you know, they're more interested in a platform than Man United winning, because obviously when you have sensationalism and you have adversity, they feed off that like vultures, like little fruit flies. Oh yes, me. I can get that, and I can turn that into a viral thing. And that's what it's all about with them at the end of the day. You know what? Don't represent Man United. Don't want one of them's a Tottenham supporter anyway. And one of them's feeding off his brother, oozing sauce, of course, feeding off his brother, who's more talented and got more charisma and stuff like that. So that's one thing I would say about them. But you know what? That is them, and good luck to them in what they do in their escapades. Because at the end of the day, the fake will fall off at the end of the day. The fake will fall off, because all they are is about, you know, the type, loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Basically, that's why I call them fruit flies. That's exactly what it is. Absolutely. But one of them's more than a fruit fly. I call him a burger fly, basically. Big up, guys. The game could be cancelled, I heard. No, it's not going to be cancelled. Absolutely not. No. We play Kathy. We're going to play for Kathy today. She would want Manchester United to play today. She will want Man United to win today, of course. And you know what? We play for her. The weather is bad today. I can't remember the last. In regards to the weather, I can't remember the last game that was suspended at Old Trafford, because Old Trafford has little hills at the side of the pitch, so the water comes off the pitch. We've had worse weather and played in that weather, adverse weather. But back in the day, of course, guys, absolutely. Delete those bad baby mentality. Delete that baby mentality. Big up, Kazi. Delete that baby. I got it, Kazi. I got it. You're smart, man. You're smart. Got you, brother. Got you. Absolutely. I've seen that Roy Keane on a stream saying that Rashford is rubbish, and he was very upset. Yes, during the watch along. I mean, obviously, Sky Sports are now doing watch alongs because they want to copy us, guys, because they're not getting enough views, of course, guys. So they're trying to copy what we do at the end of the day. But you know what? It doesn't matter. But one thing I got at that watch along is that Roy Keane was unhappy, but Roy Keane's just echoing what every single Man United fan has been saying for years now, haven't it? About obviously Rashford and players like that. We've been saying that for many, many years now. You know, it's no surprise that he's, you know what I mean, he's good. I would like Roy Keane at Man United. I would like him as a mentor kind of thing. You know what? If things go badly, we're going to call Roy Keane. You know what I mean? Roy Keane stuff there. But obviously, I think Ruben Amorim can do that job. I think he's got that ruthlessness about him that he will do that, of course. Honestly, Sal, I think Roy Keane needs it. Pull out Old Trafford and let the players have it. I'm sure he would tell the players about themselves. Absolutely, Rasta, we need this. We need this. And they do need a slap around the face. Let's be honest, guys, right? Metaphorically speaking, they do. And to be honest with you, I would love Roy Keane to walk in that dressing room and say, what the F are you doing, Roy? Rashford, when you walked on the pitch, when you came on the pitch, what did you do? What did you do? You done nothing, jogging around. You didn't even go challenge for headers, etc. It was awful, wasn't it, at the end of the day? Big up MUC now. What's going on, my legend? Hope you're doing well. The legend that is Manu FC now. Good to see you, bro. The players are being put on a notice, but in a day that isn't perceived as an attacking them. Absolutely. The players are being put on notice, but in a day that isn't perceived. Absolutely not. Absolutely, mate. The players are being put on a notice, but in a way that isn't being perceived as a publicly insulting them. Exactly. Amorim's interpersonal skills are allowing him to work in a way Erik ten Hag wouldn't. Yeah, I think the thing with Erik ten Hag and the problem with Erik ten Hag was his communication. I don't think he was entirely liked by a lot of players in regards to the way he spoke to them, but I don't care if these players liked Ten Hag or not. I don't like them. I want them to win, but those players have been 10 years. I mean, it's nothing personal, but prove to me that, you know what, you can play for Man United. This is not about liking or disliking. This is about performing on a football pitch. And the thing with Ruben Amorim, he's articulated. He knows his stuff. He goes in the presser and he talks tactics. He talks straightforward down the line what this team need to do to win. He tells you what they're doing wrong and he tells you what they're doing right. And that's good about Ruben Amorim. That's what I've noticed straight away about Ruben Amorim is that, you know what, he doesn't sugarcoat things. He doesn't pretend to be Willy Wonka, so to speak. You know, he doesn't sugarcoat things. And I like that about him. But the work that Erik ten Hag did, you know what, Ruben Amorim's going to carry on that work. Erik ten Hag done a lot of good things for Man United. Let's not forget, right? You know what, we got a decent squad. We do need some players here and there in little positions here and there. But the future is good for Manchester United. Don't get it twisted. And when Ruben Amorim brings in a couple of players of his own, we're going to see a great Man United. It might not be this season, it might be next season, but next season we will see a great Man United, because this is why I like the fact that Ruben Amorim came this season, because he can clear the bad apples, clear the bad eggs, and bring in his own players. Of course, by next season, we will be ready to challenge, guys. I guarantee you next season, guys, we will challenge. We will move up this league. Don't worry about that. We will move up this league. We'll win tonight. We'll win against Pilsen. We'll win against City. And you know what? We will move up this league. Trust me. It is God sent, of course. So I saw some of my videos made saying rubbish about Erik ten Hag and Oli, about nothing giving Ahmad again, calling him a criminal. I have massive respect for Erik ten Hag, Oli. At the end of the day, look, you know what? People will play FC. People will play FC. I'll give you a criticism. Ahmad has been fantastic this season. Ahmad's been probably one of our bright spots this season. But don't tell me he didn't track back against Arsenal. He didn't track back against Arsenal. He didn't track back against Arsenal for the first goal, which led to the corner. There was a lot of space on that Ahmad side. There was a lot of space on Ahmad's side. Now we can bloody blow smoke up their backside for as long as we want. It's not going to make us champions. We got to talk about the realism about players, right? Yes, they do little step overs and stuff like that. Fantastic, mate. You know what I mean? Great, mate. But what are you doing on a, you know what I mean? What are you doing? Did you change the game? You know what I mean? Did you do a Solskjaer? Did you win us a game? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he didn't track back, which led to the goal against Arsenal, which led to the corner, which led to the goal, of course, guys. So we can criticize players. At the end of the day, these people think that you know what, you know, just because he's their favorite player, and they think about sinister reasons why they support him. At the end of the day, they have sinister reasons, not footballing reasons, by the way. Ahmad's a great player, but he's by all means not the finished article. I come from a decade of Ronaldo, Beckham, Kanchelskis. Do you know what I mean? Lee Sharp, Ryan Giggs, these type of wingers. I come from that time, guys, that period. And these guys are nowhere near that period, guys. I'm talking about every single one. I'm talking about Anthony. I'm talking about Garnacho. I'm talking about, you know, Ahmad. They're nowhere near the greats. We need to look at that and say, these are the greats up there. You know, those guys, they're the greats. You have to resemble them. You have to be on par with them or better than them, because at the moment, you're nowhere near them. At the end of the day, none of these players will get in Sir Alex Ferguson's side. None of them. You know what I mean? One thing we have to understand is that we have standards, and we don't have Player FC. We don't have Manager FC. We have Manchester United FC. That's what it's all about. I love Ahmad. I do. I think he can be a great player. Fantastic player. I love Garnacho. I do. I think he could be a great player, a fantastic player. I love Rasmus Højlund. Again, You know what I mean? The thing is, they are not the finished article. They have to work hard. You know what? I'm not seeing improvement. I'm not seeing improvement. When I see improvement, when I see Garnacho looking up and doing a cross and passing at the right time, when I see Armand getting into the box more or crossing more and scoring more goals, then I'm going to look at them and say, yes. At the moment, we got people who can't even take bloody free kicks. We got people who can't take corner kicks. And that's the problem. Jim, some people make videos of clickbait. Yeah, absolutely. Misinformation. It's a clickbait at the end of the day. And people should stop supporting them and come to Stretford Post. That's what you should do. Come to Stretford Post. Stop supporting people who spend their money on their YouTube money on going to McDonald's, and just come here and support Stretford Post, mate. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Or Burger King, whatever they like, of course. Some people, yeah, absolutely. We big up, Paul. How you doing, my friend? We have to give tribute to CAF in today's match on winning the game. Absolutely, Paul. And that is what's most important today, is pay tribute to CAF. You know what? A legend at Man United. That word legend gets thrown away around too much. But truly, CAF is a legend, and she typified what Man United are, of course. And it would be beautiful tribute today, I'm sure. Sal, your analyst is so bloody brilliant and honest. Big up. Thank you, Jim, you legend. Thank you, my friend. Absolutely. Sal FC, big up, Kazi, you legend. Thank you very much. You know what? That's what it is all about for me. It's all about Manchester United, and it's all about winning games. You know what? I wish I could walk in that dressing room, you know what I mean, and show videos of Rashford walking, Rashford not challenging for headers, Garnacho not looking up, you know what I mean, and Armand not tracking back and stuff like that. I wish I could look at that and I show them, like, this is what it is and this is who you are trying to imitate, right? At the end of the day, I've seen a lot of trophies. I've seen a lot of wins. I've seen Champions League wins. You know what I mean? I slept on a beach to see Man United's treble win. Do you know what I mean? I clubbed all night because I couldn't find a hotel. You know what I mean? But one thing they did, they gave me the biggest memory, the best memory I've ever had as a football fan. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I've got bad memories. 10 years, I've had bad things in my memory. I remember us, you know what I mean, right from the David Moyes days. You know what I mean? I remember going up to a cold day in Stoke and remembering, you know, us losing to Stoke. You know what I mean? And things like that. And you know, I'm tired of it now. I'm tired of it. We need to get in there, guys. Absolutely. We need to start winning games, of course, guys. That's what we need to do. Of course, big up. One thing I'll let you know, Sal, I've never been Plea FC all my life. Yes, there are certain players in the past I love. Absolutely. But, Jim, those players you love, yeah, they gave you a reason to love them, right? Those players, Eric Cantona, Roy Keane, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Dennis Irwin, you know, those players, Gary Neville, Peter Schmeichel, Brian Robson, Paul McGrath, Norman Whiteside, all these players right there, you know what I mean, gave you a reason to love Manchester United. Duncan Edwards, George Best, you know, these players gave you a reason to love them. These players right now, they ain't got any reason. You've got no reason. What are we going to love about these players right now? The fact that they're getting a bloody 93,000 a week. 93,000, sorry. That's 93 people on this stream today. 350,000 a week, guys. They're getting, because that's the only thing they're good at. That's the only thing they beat the past about, is their wages. That's the only thing, right? Now, look, I am with Ruben Amorim all the way, and you're going to see me, even when it gets adversity, you're going to see me backing Ruben Amorim all the way to the bitter end, guys, and you're going to see me support him, just like I did with Eric Ten Hag. I'm going to support him all the way to the bank. Trust me, guys, I'll be supporting Ruben Amorim. I'll be backing every one of his decisions, because he's a new manager, you know what I mean, coming in, and he's going to be here for a while. I hope he's going to be here for 5 to 10 years, even longer. I hope that happens. I really do hope that happens. And I hope that he wins a lot of trophies for Man United. Man United are in a mess. Man United, when he took over Man United, are in a mess. But one thing I would say is that Eric Ten Hag left a lot of talent in that squad. He brought through Mainu, he brought through Garnacho. He's got, obviously, De Ligt. He's got Alicia Martinez. He's got Mazraoui. Of course, he's got, you know, these players, Rasmus Højlund and Ahmad. He gave him his debut, of course. He gave him a chance to play, of course, guys. So at the end of the day, you know what? I believe in Ruben Amorim, and you're going to see me more enthusiastic. You're going to see me more giddy. The more games we win, the more I'm going to be backing this, and I'm going to push that train until we're successful again and challenging for that title, because that's where we should be. Man United should be challenging for titles. Man United should be challenging for Champions Leagues. That's where we need to be, guys. Challenging. Up the league, guys, up the league. And Man United will under Ruben Amorim, as long as he's given the keys to get rid of those mercenaries who want to down tool. At the start of the season, this season, those who were with me will remember I was so positive. I was out my seat saying saying Eric Ten Hag, we're going to do this. We're going to win this. We're going to do this. And those players let us down. Those players let us down. It's 11 against 11. It's not just the manager. Those players let us down, guys. And that is absolutely what I'm saying. Absolutely. Big up, Jim. And this is player power nonsense out. It's rubbish, absolutely. And you know what? This is the cancer that is in Manchester United at the moment. These players need to be leaving the club. Leave the club. Get out of the club. I know that, look, Harry Maguire is begging for a new contract. His contract runs out in 2025. The lad is nearly 32. He's injury prone. We do not need any more of these players. I got big respect for Harry Maguire, but he's 32. He's finished. He's injury prone. He's earning 180 grand a week. We're going to pay someone that 180 grand a week to sit on the bench. Are we going to do that? No, we need to get rid of that. We need to think forward. We need to think more ruthlessly as Man United. Love to Maguire. Major love. Professional. Never moans. Does his job. But at the end of the day, we cannot be sentimental in football. Man United cannot be sentimental. We've got rid of Beckham in the past. We've got rid of Keane in the past. We've got rid of Paul McGrath in the past. We've got rid of big players, Jaap Stam in the past who won a treble. We got rid of those players, didn't we? Right? Back in the day. Now, you know what? These players are nothing compared to them. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we cannot have any sentiments. And yes, Ineos are on fraud watch. I wouldn't say fraud. Fraud is a strong word, but they have got my eye. I'm watching them. I'm watching who they give contracts to. I'm watching how much they're paying. I'm watching everything about Ineos at the moment. I'm watching them, and I hope that they make the right decisions going forward, of course, guys. We need to get back left. We need to get a left back and a season striker, Ivan, January window. Absolutely, and this is something I've been screaming about for months. Before the season starts, I'll be like, left back. I actually named one of my thumbnails to the left. Because we need a left back. I kept saying we need a left back, get a left back. And people say, no, we don't need a left back. It's all right. We can play him there. We can play him. Shoehorn this player in there. Shoehorn this player in there. You know what I mean? It was like that at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We needed a left back. And you know what? He's coming to the fore now. Big up Grayo, the legend that is Grayo. He's back. He's back again. Grayo's back. Tell her friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? No. Absolutely. Big up, Grayo. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well, friend. The UK is being battered by a storm today, and unfortunately, I have to go to work. It'll be a chatterbox later. Please like and subscribe, guys. Big up, Grayo. Thank you very much for popping your head in. It's good to see you, bro. It's good to see you. Felix, our manager is very honest. He said that if we want to win the Premier League, we have to run like mad dogs. If we don't, we will absolutely. And what did we say last season? We need to run. We need to run. What have we been saying for the last few months? We need to run. These players are lazy. And people were like, oh, we're running too much. We're running too much. They're training them too hard. That's what they do. You can tell they've never been to the gym in their life, haven't you? You can tell they never run on the treadmill in their life, the way they're talking about, oh, don't be so mean to them. They have to run. You know, that's too much running. Ten Hag is giving them too much running. Lo and behold, look at Ruben Amorim. They need to run more. They don't run. He said that in his very first press conference, guys. He said that they need to run. They need to run. And they're not running. He knows that they're not running. Look at Rashford. He does this little, you know what Rashford does? You know when someone holds the door for you? Right? And you're literally about 5 meters away. And you're like, should I run or should I walk? Is it a running thing? And then you do that little awkward jog. You do that little awkward jog to the door. You remember that? That is Marcus Rashford. That's what he does on the pitch. Press. You know what I mean? That's what he does. Pretend. Manipulator. That's what he is. He's a liar. He's a liar. Absolutely, he's a liar. He'll perform in the training pitch. When it gets to the pitch, I got mental health. I broke up with my girlfriend. No. Bloody hell. Fucking man up, mate. That's all I would say. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I'll say to every single one of those Man United players. You know what I mean? You know what? Look at those players from the past. Look at those players playing with injuries. Look at those players playing, with adversity. And then you tell me about bloody, I got mental health problems. My girl broke up with my girlfriend or my cousin or my this or my that. We all have problems in life, guys. I'm still here. My granddad passed away. I'm still here. You know what I mean? No matter how close I was to him, I'm still here making streams. You know what? Those guys, they need to understand who they're playing for. They need to understand what they're doing at Man United. I wish I was in that dressing room. And if they do not win today, they dare not win today. I'm telling you right now, I will be here right now blaming those players. I'm not going to blame any one of those managers, but one thing is for certain, I'll support them, but they have to give me a reason not to support them. I'm not going to abuse them. I'm not going to shout and scream and call them names. That's not what I do, but I will critique them. And that is how we should do, of course, guys. Big up to Chi. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Chi in the house. Have a great day, afternoon, everyone. Big up, Gray. Have a fantastic day. I hope your day is blessed and they have a brilliant, brilliant day. Of course, United is taking 3 points today. I hope so, Uchichi. I believe so. Go and sign Osaman. I mean, he's a good one, of course, guys. He's on our transfer wish list, of course. Bless up, Gray. Bless up, everyone. Big up, Jim. Big up, of course. Big up. Marcus is confused. That guy needs to his head turned. That guy needs to go back to Sheffield United, because at the end of the day, he didn't go back, but he should be back. He should be back at Sheffield United, because that way it should be. Sheffield United, not Manchester United. He shouldn't be playing for Manchester United with his attitude. He doesn't have that attitude. If he was playing under Sir Alex Ferguson, he wouldn't be playing for Man United right now. Trust me, 100%. He wouldn't be at the end of the day. Great, Sal, you can't wait for the day Manchester United will public event #1 under Ruben Amorim. I would love it. I can't wait till Manchester United come back and we're winning trophies again. And you great people in this community will be here with me. And Jim said it yesterday before I left the stream. He said, Sal, when you get 1 million subscribers, will you forget? I will not forget anyone in this stream who've been here from the day one to now. You guys are the legends, and I will not disappear anyway. Guys, as this channel grows, I will continue, obviously, supporting the people that support me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and you know what? It's all about the community, and the community that is growing day by day, of course, guys. It's growing day by day. Some will fall off conveyor belt. That is life. Some do fall off conveyor belts, but that is just the way it is, of course, guys. That's the way we do things. Not even to carry the trophy, but to compete itself needs to hard work. Absolutely, mate. To compete, to try, to effort, to hope. Cristiano Ronaldo said it himself. He said it himself. You may not believe, but you try. You may not believe, but you try and you hope. And you know what? The blessing is in the trying. The blessing is in the trying. If you try, you will get to where you need to go. You will get to where you need to go, and you will win things. Absolutely. But I cannot promote violence. Big up, Rasta. Absolutely. I love Sheffield Post, your #1, Jenna. Bless you all, Sal. Bless you, Jim. Thank you so much, my friend. Keep spreading the Stretford Post word. Of course, guys, let's get to 5,000 subscribers, guys. We stalled somewhat. Let's get to 5,000 real subscribers, of course. No bots like some people. But you know what? Let's get to 5,000 subscribers, guys. And let's do this, guys. Let's move it up. And let's try and get there by the end of the week. Can we do that? Can we do that? I hope we can do that, guys. That is what, obviously, we can, of course, guys. But Manchester United against Nottingham Forest. Now, look, what I see in this game today is a win. I don't see anything other than a win for Manchester United. I did say 4-0. Maybe that's slightly exaggerating, but I do think Man United will win comfortably. I do think we'll score 4 goals today. Now, I think Lenny Yoro will start today. That's my opinion. I think he will. I think he should. I think we start moving forward in regards to the young players and start bringing some of those young players through. I would like to see maybe a youngster given a chance today. If we're winning the game comfortably, when it gets to the end of the game, if we're winning the game comfortably, maybe we should give a debut to Kulungi and Amas and players like that. Maybe we should do that. If we're winning 3-0, 4-0, maybe we should do that, isn't it? We should have done that against Everton, in all fairness, shouldn't we? Just to give them some minutes and give them a feel of what it is to play for Man United at Old Trafford, of course, guys. And that's what we should do today. Because think about the youth, think about the future, think about the worst case scenario if we need to call upon them, and we need those players to be ready, of course. And you know what? We can't sign any players right now. So you know what? Bring in some young players. Bring in some young players. Give them some minutes, and let's see what happens, of course. Let's see what happens. And we hope, of course, that, you know, those players will turn into great players for Man United, because there's nothing more than we like. There's no substitute for bringing through a player from the youth team and he becomes a great. It's been a while since that has happened, of course, guys. A great has come through. Mainu is, you know what I mean? Mainu is probably the closest we get. Garnacho obviously came from Atletico Madrid, but Mainu is probably as close as we get to a player coming through the youth since the class of 92 and turning into a great player. Ahmad came from Atalanta, of course, as well. So that's one thing we would say. Amorim vision is clear. The moment the man is ready to take United to the top, hope Ineos back. Yeah, absolutely. I love this positivity, guys. I love it, because at the end of the day, you know what? The negativity that we've had over the last over a year, you know, it's been awful. And I love the positive that is going around right now. And Man United getting back to the top. I like hearing that in my ears. I like hearing Man United at the top. I love hearing that, you know what I mean? I love hearing that Man United are going to challenge for the league again. I love hearing that Man United are going to be in the Champions League challenging again, because that's where we belong. The Champions League is crap right now because Man United are not in it. Man United should be in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Man United are the talk of the town in Europa League, a big fish in a small pond. That's what we are at the moment. But we need to move out and throw that big fish back in the sea, and we'll be one of the biggest fish in the sea. Of course, guys, we're Manchester United in the Champions League. That's where we need to be, not in a little pond, guys, in Clapham Common. That's where we need to be, in the bloody sea, guys. Absolutely. Chichi, Lenny will come from the bench today. I mean, I hope he gets some minutes. I mean, I hope he starts with Chichi. I mean, it is a big ask, but I hope he gets some minutes. He played fantastic when he came against Arsenal the other day. He was brilliant when he came on against Arsenal the other day. And you only need to see a glimpse, a few minutes to see that Lenny Euro is class. You only need to see a few minutes. That tackle he done in the box, you remember? If he mistimed that tackle, it's a penalty. But he took it perfectly off the player, of course. And you know what? We got a good player on our hands. We knew it when we were signing in that he was going to be a great player. We knew it. You know what I mean? That's why we were advocating for him during the summer. Some of us were here advocating for Lenny Euro during the summer. And it was lovely, wasn't it? Because we signed him before Real Madrid. You're not wanted by Real Madrid if you're not a great player at the end of the day. And he's a great player. And I would like to see him get some minutes, as Gigi said, today, of course. Hopefully it starts. You never know with Ruben Amorim what happens with Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim is an absolute mastermind at the mind games in regards to we don't know what his lineup's going to be. But you know what? Eventually we will know what his lineup's going to be, because back in the 90s, what made Man United so great is the fact that we had consistency in our lineup. I can name every single lineup for every single decade for Man United. Do you know what I mean? I could still name Peter Schmeichel, Gary Neville, you know what I mean? Ronnie Johnson, Jaap Stam, Dennis Irwin, Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Dwight York, Andy Cole. You know what I mean? It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Then you can go back. You could go further back and you could say Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Paul Parker, Dennis Irwin, Roy Keane, Brian Robson, Ryan Giggs. You know what I mean? Andre Kanchelskis, Mark Hughes, Eric Cantona. You can go further back and name the teams that we used to have. You know what I mean? You can name those teams and you never forget those teams. Nowadays, we're like, who's going to play there? Who's going to play there? Who's playing up front? Who's playing in defense? We don't know, do we? We don't know, do we? You know what I mean? And the thing is that the success comes in the consistency. And also the success comes into not compromising your tactics and picking the team that you feel will be the team to win, of course. Of course, guys. Manchester United, it's time to awaken a new fighting spirit, create new history. I've a few times that MUTV tend to show old games. Now it's time to United and Amorim to implant a new United identity. We'll never stop showing old games, Jim, because that is who we are. It's our legacy. Our history is something that we will never forget. And basically, it's different to every other team. And one thing I would say, we always use our history to our advantage because who we are, where we came from. And we don't know where we're going till we know where we came from. Unfortunately, Jim, you know, a lot of those players have forgotten where we came from. They've forgotten where we came from, a lot of those players. And you know what? They need to remember where that's why I said that guy who took Ruben Amorim around and taught him about Man United, who Man United are, our legacy, our history. He needs to take those players around the club, around the football ground every single month, once a month. He should do it, I think. Absolutely. Jim, I mean to say swing a few times. Yes, my friend. Yes, brother. Amorim spoke clearly regarding the manager Lenny Euro minutes. There's a lot of games, but Lenny is a special way that needs special leadings too. Absolutely, he does. We shouldn't worry too much about Nottingham Forest today. Nottingham Forest is a perfect opportunity to bring some of those players in and see what they're capable of at the end of the day. I think Man United will beat Nottingham Forest fairly comfortable. I believe we'll win the game. I do believe that. And Man United should move forward from there against FC Pilsen and Manchester City, of course. Man City is the big one. We need to start winning the games against the top four sides, of course. You know, we need to start doing that again. We're not doing that nowhere near enough. Our rivals laughing at us and stuff like that. We want to stop that now. We need to go on a run and at least win the games we're supposed to win, which is the next couple of games. I would say Man City, we should try and win that one as well, because Man City have been awful this season. And I think that, you know what, did you see Pep Guardiola against that fan yesterday? Did you see him? Did you see he's losing the plot? He's going absolutely mental. He's going mental. Pep Guardiola is losing the plot. He's losing the plot, guys, and I love to see it, guys. I love to see it. Maybe we should put it down. Put the final now in the coffin against Man City next week, of course, guys. That's what we need to do against Man City. It's about time we gave them one. It's about time, guys. We're Man United and we're losing easily against our rivals, and that shouldn't be happening ever. It shouldn't be happening ever, in particular at Old Trafford. You know what I mean? That should never happen. We need to give Arsenal one. We need to give Man City one, and hell, we need to give Liverpool one as well. We need to beat Liverpool at Anfield. Wouldn't that be great if we show Liverpool one at Anfield? Guys, Manchester United grit between our teeth. Feel it, fight for that badge. That's what I'm saying right now. I feel it right now. If I went on that pitch against Liverpool, if I went at Anfield, I will fight for that badge. Honest to God, they will not get close, honestly. And Man United need to do that. They need to do that every time they face every single team in the Premier League and make us scary again, make us intimidating again, because that's where we need to be. We need teams to be scared of us. We need teams to be intimidated by us. We need teams to think about Old Trafford and think, oh my God, we're at Old Trafford next week. At the moment, they're like, Oh, Old Trafford. Oh, that should be a nice, lovely, easy kick around the park. You know what I mean? We can't have that anymore, guys. It's over in regards to that. It's over. Guys, thank you for joining me today. It's been a fantastic show. Absolutely. Let me just read this one from Jim. I guess it's important to not forget, understand at the same time we can dwell too much in the past. Also, in the past is to learn the legend teams employed their style. We never forget our past, Jim. Never. We don't dwell. It's not about dwelling. It's about remembering our past or who we are, the Busby Babes. This is what I'm talking about. The Munich disaster. We never forget. And know what? We don't dwell on the Munich disaster. We don't down tool on that feeling, you know, because that's who we are. That's who we are. Kath, that's who we are. 1969, she joined Man United. We always believe in our past, and our past should be our inspiration. We should not feel like overwhelmed by our past, right? We should not be overwhelmed by it. It should inspire us. Our past should inspire us. We shouldn't be clouded by it. We should be inspired by it. And the problem is we're being clouded by it. We're being clouded by it. But the characters will be inspired by it. And Ruben Amorim has said it a number of times, who we are. You know, he's looking at what he was looking at, that wall of achievement, of course, of Man United legends. And that's what we are. You know what I mean? Man United will always be that to the rest of the time. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy your afternoon. I'll see you later, of course, guys. And keep it red, yeah? Glory, glory, Man United. Onwards and upwards. Match day. Let's go, guys. We're going to win this. Take it easy. Peace.